What's up, guys? Welcome to Bet the Day for May 7th. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone is ready to make some money. It's a great day. It is probably one of the best days we could have in sports outside of football season. We have NBA playoffs. We have NHL playoffs. We have Major League Baseball, early start times for Major League Baseball. We have the Kentucky Derby, and then we have a UFC pay-per-view night. It's insane, people. It's going to be a great day. How we doing on TikTok, guys? How we doing? What's up, Duffy King? How we doing, yo? How we doing, guys? It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great day. Before we get into it, guys, going to let some people file on here. But remember, got a few reminders for you. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Whether you're watching on TikTok, whether you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Drop a comment. Give us some likes, guys. Also, go over to TikTok. Check out both our TikToks. We had a great time at Mohegan Sun Sportsbook last night, FanDuel Sportsbook at Mohegan Sun. I was there interviewing Bruins fans, guys, and a guy actually predicted a correct score bet. He had 4-2, correct score, 200, paid, I believe, 2,200 last night. So it was just insane stuff there at Mohegan Sun. So that's all on our TikTok as well, guys, our Bet the Day TikTok, and then our 3-Team Parlay Sports TikTok as well. Also, we have shirts, guys. We have merchandise, 3-Team Parlay Sports merchandise, and as well as Bet the Day merchandise. So get the logo for the show right on the shirt, guys. We're going to have a bunch of other stuff coming, a lot of sayings, good teams win, great teams cover, all that good stuff. What's up? Lost my parlay yesterday because of the heat. Now, we're going to start with the Heat. We'll start with the Heat. We'll talk about the Bucks game. We got Bucks and 6 rolling in there. It was an interesting day. It was an interesting day in sports yesterday for sure. We'll start. I was 2-3 yesterday. Now I'm teetering, guys. I'm literally teetering. I'm going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I'm 2-3 one day. I'm 4-3 the next day. I'm 3-5. I'm 5-3. I haven't had that breakout day in a while. We were having that for a really long time here, but we have not had it in a while. So we got to get hot. We got to start feeling it again. Yesterday was easy money, bro. What do you mean easy? There's literally no such thing as easy money. Okay. And if you're talking about the Heat and the Sixers, that was like, listen, bottom line in that basketball game was the Sixers did not outplay the Heat. They didn't. They really didn't. The Heat beat themselves. They shot what'd they shoot? 35.1% from the field. 35.1% from the field. You're telling me the Miami Heat shouldn't have won that game yesterday? They shot 35.1% from the field. Joel Embiid's presence really didn't make that much of a difference. James Harden still didn't score 20 points. Yes, Joel Embiid took some fouls, right? He had, 18 points. But the bottom line is, the Sixers team just played better as a team, but the Heat just didn't step up at all. Jimmy Butler was the only guy who delivered. Tyler Hero had some points off the bench. But overall, this was just a really bad performance by them. It's not like the Sixers blew them out of the water. This first half of basketball was literally the most boring first half of basketball I ever watched because it was just brick, right? Bottom line here, the Heat are going to be just fine in this game. I mean, Tyrese Maxey didn't have 21 points till the second half. Obvious wins. Heat, no way, losing 2 in a row. There you go. Guys, the Heat are a much better team. And I saw like the ESPN matchup predictor for this, predicting the outcome. It's like the Heat, they're giving Sixers like 65% chance of winning this game. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy, people, because the Miami Heat shot 35.1% from the field. At one point in the first quarter, it was like 32%. They were just laying brick after brick after brick, people. Brick after brick after brick. Geez, you really have no idea what you're talking about. That's funny, man. That's funny. Listen, bottom line is in this game, guys, I mean, listen, the Sixers obviously won, but the Heat shot 35% from the field. Any team that shoots 35% from the field is going to lose a basketball game. This is what I'm like when I'm driving. There you go. I want to see Heat Celtics go at it. I do too. I'd like to see that. Celtics game should be pretty interesting today. So we will see there. But again, Heat, rough bet. Also, I went Suns -1 yesterday. The Mavs showed up, and the reason the Mavs showed up, they finally played as a team. So now I have confidence in Dallas that they can do something. They finally played as a team. I mean, 4 or 5 starters had double figures. Luka Doncic wasn't even the leading scorer last night. It was Jalen Brunson. He had 28 points. Luka had 26. Dorian Finney-Smith and Reggie Bullock had double figures. It was an impressive night, really impressive night from this team. Maxi Kleber scored 14 off the bench, right? They delivered. The Suns didn't deliver. And the Suns shot 40-something% from the field. They shot 62% in game 2, right? So that makes a difference. So we lost that one as well. We did win Toronto money line and hockey at +102 versus Tampa Bay. Jack Campbell, hell of a night there. 32 saves, 32%. No, they did not, guys. No, they didn't shoot 35% because of Embiid's defense. That is a terrible take. That is literally a terrible take. They were just literally laying bricks all night long. All night long. Embiid's defense didn't do a damn thing. 35% is crazy. You're telling me they're going to go 50-something% down to 35 because Embiid was on the floor? No, it wasn't that at all. They just didn't shoot well. They literally had open looks. They were just missing them. Now, yeah, I'm saying Embiid's presence was there, but at the same time, it wasn't because of Embiid. Like people are coming at me today saying, "Oh, Embiid, he was the reason this team won." No, it wasn't. It's because the Heat sucked last night. Announcer said half is the lowest scoring game since 2016. Yeah, the total was set at the total opened at 210, right? And I saw the live total. It was like a 160 something. I'm like, damn, I'm not touching that. So, anyways, we're in hockey now. We'll talk a little basketball later. We'll talk about the Celtics game, all that good stuff, guys. After Bryce Wempa joins the show for UFC. So let me recap yesterday, finish that off, and then we'll get him on for UFC 274, a little pay-per-view preview there. Andre Vasilevsky, the defense is leaving him out to dry for Tampa Bay right now. Toronto got pucks on the net. They got the job done. He is undefeated following a loss in the playoffs, so we'll keep that in mind moving forward. In the next game, Blues money line, they got dominated by the Wild last night, lost that. Kirill Kaprizov had a great night. There's a correlation between the Wild winning games and Kirill Kaprizov having a great game. He had 3 points last night, 1 goal, two assists, I believe, is the first star of the game. Marc-Andre Fleury was really good in net, so that was another thing we saw from them. Blues, they're going to have trouble winning the series if they can't get up early. If they go up 2-0, it's done. They just got to find a way to get a puck in the net like we saw in game 1. Lightning definitely next game. There we go. And then finally, we had White Sox, Red Sox under 8.5. I also played the first half under a 4.5, so that was really good to me. That came down to the wire. There were 4 runs scored because Nathan Eovaldi got lit up, right? And you know what? This Boston Red Sox team, we're going to talk about them a little later, but how bad can you be? Vince Velasquez shut you down. Vince Velasquez is a number 5 starter. He's a back end of the rotation guy. That's ridiculous. Like, what is Dylan Cease going to do to them today? I had the under, and I'm just going to bet under on the Red Sox until further notice. So that was my day yesterday. Oh, one more fact to note here. The Red Sox, 1 of 7 with runners in scoring position. The White Sox, 1 of 9 with runners in scoring position. Pretty crazy stuff. Just not a good day for them. Not a good game at all. So tonight, guys, we have UFC 274 coming up. It should be a very, very good night. We're going to break down the main card, me and Bryce Wempa. Bryce is a content creator here at 3 Team Parlay. He does a lot of hidden camera stuff. It's a lot of fun to watch, so go check him out on his social media. Check him out on the 3 Team Parlay Sports page and the Bet the Day page. Very excited to welcome Bryce Wempa to the show.
Yo.
How you doing, man?
How's it going? Came in with the suit like Randall said.
There you go. You got the suit on. I love that. Hey, so right off the top, man, how you feeling about tonight? You excited?
Oh, dude, super excited. This is an underdog main card, I feel like. I feel like you could bet $100 on every underdog, and you're to come out on top.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to some people in our Discord channel, guys, and if you're not in our Discord, make sure you check that out. They were saying, we're talking about the main event, really, with the Oliveira not making weight, right? But I mean, I was looking at the matchups. The dogs have so much value, especially like I love Gaethje as an underdog spot tonight. I really do. I like a lot of the dogs. It's going to be a great night. We're going to spend a lot of time breaking down the main 2 fights here, the co-main events, but we'll just run through the main card. If you guys have questions about the undercard, let us know there. We can answer those. Bryce is really good at the UFC stuff, so just let us know, but we will keep you guys posted on that. We're going to start with the main card. So Cowboy Cerrone making the return tonight. How you feel about that?
I mean, it's going to be the first fight with his son in the stands. I mean, he kind of broke down at the press conference. This is going to be pretty special for him. Most of his knockouts, and when he gets knocked out in TKO, you just kind of see him crumble sometimes. It's almost like he gives up. And like he said in that conference, like, he's my motivation not to give up. And just little stuff like that. I mean, you got 2 experienced guys, 39 versus 37. Cowboy has the reach, the length on him. I mean, I think we're to see a show from Cowboy. I mean, this is what he likes. This is what he lives for. Yeah,
Cowboy's coming in at -200 against Joe Lauzon, +150 tonight. Bottom line in this one for me, like Cowboy making the return, extra special for him. He hasn't won outright in his past 6 fights. That kind of scares me here, but he's a solid grappler. If he can get him to the ground, I feel good about it. I do like his kickboxing ability against Lauzon too. Like overall in this fight, I don't think there's much support for Lauzon. I'm going to go with Cerrone. All right, Bryce Wempa has left us here. Let's see if he hops back on. There he is, back on.
Oh, wow. Sorry about that.
There we go. No problem. Yeah, so I think his kickboxing style, between his kickboxing and his ability to be a grappler, I think it's just overall he's going to outpower him.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of combos from Cerrone tonight for sure.
Yeah, so we got that. Any other thing on that first fight before we move to the next one?
No, not too much. I mean, the first 2 main cards, it's going to be a close one. Like Ovince St. Preux. I mean, that's a bad. Versus Shogun Rua, it's it could go either way as well. That's why I like the underdogs on this card. You got a legend, Hall of Famer. They could possibly end this fight with a front kick at any moment versus a dude that's going to go in there and probably try to take it to the ground immediately.
Yeah, definitely. Now, with OSP, like I look at him and it depends if he shows up or not. He's a guy that we've seen fight lazy. We've seen him fight aggressive.
Yeah.
If he shows up tonight, I think he's going to be just fine. But again, at minus 240, laying that price for a guy that we've known to be inconsistent, that does scare me a little bit. I don't know how you feel about that.
No, exactly. And that's why I like taking the underdogs almost on not the entire card. You know, I got Donald winning, you know, and I do got OSP winning, you know, but it's gonna be a tough one. Like I said, Shogun can come in here and throw a front kick right down the middle and end this fight immediately.
Yeah, definitely. Now for Shogun to stay in the fight, though, you know, we all know like a fighter's chance, right? A puncher's chance, like he can get the knockout on him. But for him to stay in this fight, what do you think he has to do as a strategy to go the distance with OSP?
It's going to be just what he's done his whole career, you know, just fight the takedowns, stay true to himself, throw the kicks. I mean, I truly believe he can end this fight with a kick. I mean, I don't know why. I just see front kick down the middle. It scares me as a bettor. It's just kind of a scary one to take. But I do got OSP just kind of taking it the distance, just kind of grinding it out, taking it to decision. But if I'm Shogun, I mean, I'm finding the knockout.
Yeah, definitely got to go for the knockout because I think OSP is better grappler. He's got the knees, he's got those kind of strikes. It's going to be hard for Shogun to win, but he could get it with a knockout, like all these guys on the card. We got some comments rolling in here. Already talking about the main event here. Justin or Charles? Charles outclasses Justin in every way. No way Justin wins. I wouldn't say that. I think Gaethje's going to stay in this fight a little bit tonight. I think that's a bold statement there. We'll move on to Michael Chandler, minus 365 tonight, 22-7 going against Tony Ferguson. When I look at this fight, I think Chandler needs to get Ferguson on the ground at some point. Now, the striking favors Chandler early, but the longer it goes, it could switch over to Ferguson. I think that's a nice risk bet for plus 280. Who do you have in this one?
A lot of people are going to hate me, but we're going to come back to this. What I'm saying right now, Tony Ferguson will knock out Michael Chandler. He will knock out Michael Chandler. I'm telling everybody right now, Michael Chandler has a cracked chin. Tony Ferguson is the most craziest dude on the planet. We saw Charles Oliveira get him the most deadliest arm bar. Would not tap, still came in the next round ready to go. Tony Ferguson has the most strongest chin. I mean, it's going to be a war. Michael Chandler is going to try to keep getting him on the ground. You're going to see Tony rolling. I got Tony Ferguson by knockout second round.
Well, like Justin Gaethje did some bad things to Tony Ferguson a few fights ago, right? But like this is a really good matchup for Ferguson because if he can go the distance, and I feel he can go the distance if his cardio's there, he can take the strikes. I think he's going to be just fine. I do like a knockout here. Now, I don't have the odds in front of me, but if you were to take Ferguson by knockout, probably would be a very good payout. He's plus 280 to win straight up. So that's very exciting there. Now, out of these three fights on the main card, the first early three fights, what would you be looking most forward to? This one?
It's a close one between them and Charles Oliveira and Justin Gaethje. It's a super close one. These are two fights that definitely wake me up. I love it. The highlight reel versus the human backpack, Justin. I mean, we'll get to that later, but that's a pretty crazy main event.
Yeah. And I think another thing about this fight is Michael Chandler's going to try to close the distance on him early. If he can get him on the ground, it's going to be tough. But again, I do like Ferguson by knockout. I'd probably take him plus 280 because those odds are just juicy enough for me, just in case it's a TKO or something. At the same time, too, I really like Tony Ferguson at plus 280. Got some comments in here. Wempa loves to talk UFC. Team Parlay Sports coming in here. Gotta love that. Is UFC your favorite? Is this your favorite sport?
Football. But
football.
I love UFC.
Okay, football and UFC. Would those be your two, you think?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
There you go. Let's see here. So we'll keep going. Now the main events start here. Co-main. Rose Namajunas. I always say it wrong. Carla Esparza plus 175 for Esparza. Rose Gold at minus 210 tonight. She's entering at 11-4. Esparza's at 18-6. These two fought back in the day. Esparza came out with the win. I think Rose is a lot better. She's a more developed fighter, though. I think she'll have her way tonight. But again, Esparza can compete for sure.
Yeah, Carla's going to come out there and just try to take it to the ground immediately. But Rose is so dominant now. I'm honestly surprised. What do they have Rose at, like minus 200 or something like that?
Minus 210 right now. Yep.
Honestly surprising. I would expect to see her at like a minus 400 or 500 or something, because I think she's going to come out here dominant and, take back what's hers. I mean, she has that loss early in her career, and she's 29, she's 34. I think she's going to come out here and put on a show. This is a fight that she probably wanted. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be pretty easy for her. Maybe she takes it to decision, but I don't know. I got Rose clear. I mean, this is a super easy one.
Yeah, I think it could be knockout. If you want to go a little extra juice there, go Rose by knockout, because her kicks are absolutely deadly. I mean, she's going to impose her will on Carla. But at the same time, too, when you look at Carla, like if she gets Rose to the ground, it could be a little bit of a different fight. But we know in UFC like how valuable knockout ability is, because like I say, you can go 4 rounds and be in that 5th round and be just absolutely dead, and then you land one punch and it's over. So I'm going to go with Rose there, minus 210 tonight. Now, what do you think Rose needs to do in this fight from what she did in the last fight against Esparza? Esparza just took it to her early. For Rose to win this fight and win it convincingly, win it by a knockout, what do you think she needs to do? When's that knockout going to come?
I think she's matured like so much since that fight. That was her first ever UFC loss in her UFC career, her first one. But I mean, she's matured so much. I feel like she's excited to get back out there and like show the new her, which everyone already knows. I mean, she's lost a belt, she's gained it back. I mean, she's as good as it gets right now. And I think just to stay true to herself, do what she's been doing, go out there, lay the lay the head kicks. But yeah, go out there and be true to herself.
There you go. So we'll move to the main event here. Charles Oliveira, minus 180, 32-8-1, entering against Justin Gaethje, plus 210, 23-3. For someone to say that Gaethje can't hang with Oliveira, I think that's a little bit of a bold take there. I think he's going to be just fine tonight. Whether he wins or not, I think he's going to be fine. I think he's going to show his stuff. I think the biggest story is Oliveira not making weight, first of all. How do you miss weight by a half a pound?
Yeah, it's called unprepared.
Yeah,
not
unprepared.
ready.
There you go.
He's fighting in Justin's backyard. He's going to have a rough night. He's probably going to get dropped 4 times on his back, and Justin's literally going to say, stand back up. I'm not going down there with you, man. It's the human backpack versus the highlight reel. I mean, Justin's going to have to not let him get on his back. He's not going to have – I mean, he's going to have to really be prepared when getting off the ground, like the wrestlers like to give their back up so easy. I mean, that's why he's so good at jiu-jitsu. I think he has the most submissions in UFC history, I believe. Charles does. But just got to not give his back up. I mean, stay to himself, and I think he's going to get the knockout. But I would like to take him just to win.
Yeah, I'm going to take him to win. I think at plus 210, that's a great strategy, great bet. You might do a little sprinkled and knockout, but like we're going to know early in this fight, like if Oliveira is able to close the distance early, get Gaethje on his back, it's going to be a rough night for him. But like you said, the strikes are there. He's an absolute animal when it comes to fighting. If he can keep this fight up and control the map, I think he's going to be just fine. It should be a good one though. I'm really excited for this. Now, I was going to go Gaethje all week. I was like on Gaethje. And then I saw him miss weight. I saw Oliveira miss weight. And I'm like, unpreparedness. That's what that is. You miss a title fight by a half a pound. That's just being unprepared. That's not being ready for the moment. Like, first of all, they definitely get on a scale before they go out there. I just don't know. They definitely have a scale in the back that's the exact same scale as the one they have on the weigh-ins.
They live with that scale.
Yeah, they live with the scale. I just don't know how you could cut it that close.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how tough the weight cut is on Charles Oliveira. I've never heard of him having like a crazy weight cut, but that's just unprepared either way. But I mean, he got dropped his last 2 fights. He got dropped by Michael Chandler a couple times. He almost lost, got saved by the bell. Then the Poirier fight, Dustin Poirier, oh my God. I mean, Dustin was laying it on him until he finally got that rear naked choke, I believe, and took his back. But Justin is so hungry right now. He's fighting in his backyard in Arizona. I mean, and Justin is smart. He's going to drop him. He's going to keep dropping him. He's going to tell him, get right back up. And he could do that till decision and be smart, because right as he gets on top of Charles, he's smart. He knows how to take a hit and come and like get under you, grab the legs, get your back. This dude is very, very, very smart. It's going to look just like what Connor did to Nate Diaz. When Connor dropped Nate, and like we're all like, oh, why is he hopping on him? No, he's being smart because Nate could be faking that, so he does hop on him. Then he's like, okay, now you're in my world.
Yeah, definitely. Now, a lot of people are on Charles in the comment section over here. We got another comment saying he couldn't cut a half a pound in an hour. Like, bro, this is a title fight with some urgency. Yeah, I don't understand that. I saw back, I don't know what season it was, The Ultimate Fighter. I don't know what episode it was. But I remember there was, the guy cut like 20 pounds in like a day. I don't know if you've seen that one. They like lock him up. It's pretty crazy. He cuts like 20 pounds and he's like absolutely dead. Like Oliveira, you could literally go run 3 miles. Go run 3 miles. Yeah. You're going to cut that half a pound, no problem.
Yeah.
So I don't understand that at all. Yeah. Now, when you're betting this, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, Charles is going to look a lot longer. I feel like he has 4 inches on the reach. Justin is taller, though. I mean, he has some long arms. I hope Charles does try to use his striking like he's been. He's tried to show it off with Michael Chandler, and he's tried to show it off with Dustin. But he never has the better hands. He's had a lot better with his boxing and stuff. He's gotten a whole lot better. But, I mean, it's scary to have that high level of a jiu-jitsu guy confident with his hands. But Justin's going to go out there and kick his leg off, and he's going to be right in his face. And it's going to be a tough night for him. I mean, he didn't look the scale. He looked like he was hurting.
Yeah, definitely. I think if Oliveira tries to close the distance and he makes one mistake, Gaethje's going to drop him for sure. And I really do like those odds at plus 210. Now, when you're betting this tonight, like how do you operate? Do you parlay it? Do you go through and bet everything straight up?
That's what I was going to say. Usually I'm a parlay guy, but on this card, I'm all straight bets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you couldn't go wrong betting every underdog. I believe that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go Cowboy to start. I'll parlay the card just because that's what I usually do. I'll go Cowboy to start. I'm going to go OSP. That scares me a little bit just because what OSP are we going to get tonight?
Yeah.
And we'll go, I like Tony Ferguson and then Rose, obviously, and then finish it with Justin Gaethje. The payout on that would just be insane if all those hit tonight. Absolutely insane with these underdogs.
Yeah. I like Donald. I like OSP. I like Tony Ferguson, Rose, and Justin.
All right, so final question for you here, Wempa. If you got one fight to pick on this card to make people money, one pick, what are you going to go with?
Man. I mean, Rose would just be too easy of a one. I mean, so I would have to give a good one, and I would probably say, I don't want to say Tony Ferguson.
Someone came in. Tony is not winning, bro. Yeah.
You'll see me after he wins, man.
I think Tony wins.
I want to say, oh man, like these fights can go either way. They really can. I mean,
yeah,
it's so tough to say, honestly, but your safe picks with Donald Cerrone, probably.
Okay. So he's going Cowboy. To start there. Now, underdog-wise, I'll give you another question here. You got to pick an underdog on this card. Is it going to be Gaethje or Ferguson?
I would feel more confident with Tony Ferguson.
Okay, honestly. Tony Ferguson. Yes, Tony Ferguson at plus 280. Got to love that.
Yeah, Michael Chandler's chin is gone. It's been gone. And Tony Ferguson is a scary guy. Very scary guy. He's going to come in there. He's going to crack him. He's going to be throwing some elbows. We got to remember what Tony Ferguson was like before Justin Gaethje kind of ruined it. But what do you have, like a 9-fight win streak? Just like completely. Yeah. If you go look at the 9 guys on that 9-fight win streak, just nothing but elbows on their face. Cuts
10-fight win streak. 10-fight
win streak. Dude,
yep.
He just cuts everybody. He just uses his elbows nonstop. He's a scary guy to fight. He'll hit you from the bottom. You're on top of him. He'll butcher you from the bottom, like Connor said. I mean, I got Tony winning it.
There you go. Tony. Okay, so Tony's the underdog play from Wempa. I would say Tony's my underdog play too. I do like Gaethje a lot, but I think plus 280 is more value on Ferguson for sure against Chandler. So we will see. But any final thoughts for me, Wempa?
Hey, I'll see y'all after Tony wins.
Yeah, we'll be having Wempa on. I mean, UFC fight nights, depending on the card, but definitely every pay-per-view, we'll be having him on here to talk about the UFC. So love that. I appreciate you joining me, Wempa. Let's enjoy the fight today.
Yep. See you later, man.
There you go. So Wempa joined the show, guys. Appreciate him coming on UFC. Now, who's betting UFC? Let me know in the comments section, guys. If you're going with a lot of people already crapping on our picks there. We like the underdogs today. You can't just look at the minus 210, the minus 300 picks, though, guys, and say, hey, they're going to win. A lot of people, just do that. They just parlay the favorites. This is UFC, guys. This is UFC. Anything can happen. One punch can end a night. We got Tony smash them. There you go, Sharky. Sharky, I love when you tag me. It literally makes my day when you tag me with your card. I love it with your bet slip. I love that. Cowboy all day. I do like Cowboy a lot. I think Cowboy's going to have a great fight tonight. Hasn't won in 6 fights. Kind of scary a little bit there, but at the same time too, son's seeing him fight. He's back on the octagon. He's going to have a good night. So that was our UFC preview, guys. If you have any other questions about UFC, just throw them in the chat. We'll get to them at the end like we usually do here. But appreciate Wempa coming on, and hope you guys enjoyed that. So with that being said, guys, before we move into my picks for the day and start breaking down these games, let's talk a little bit about subscribing. Please subscribe to the channel, guys. Also, check us out on TikTok, and also check out our store, guys. We got Bet the Day merchandise and 3 Team Parlay Sports merchandise. We're working hard here on a Saturday, Sunday morning, 7 days a week for you people. Go in, check it out. Links in the description on TikTok. So just click the link. There's like Bet the Day merch is right there. And then if you're on YouTube, Bet the Day merch is in our link section. So make sure you go check that out, guys. Let's get into it. My picks for the day. How am I going to get better, guys? How am I going to get better? How am I going to say, hey, today's my day? I was so hot for a while, and I'm not cold right now. I'm not cold. I would say I'm like lukewarm. I'm winning some days, I'm losing others, but I'm like winning by a pick, I'm losing by a pick. So I'm up a unit, I'm down a unit. I'm up a unit, I'm down a unit. Pretty even, right? I need today just got to be the day. And when you look at what we have today, when we look at what's presented to us today, we have a lot of great opportunities to win money. We're going to start with the basketball games today. Now, last night, as we talked about those basketball games, listen, I'm going to say one more thing about this Heat Sixers game. The Heat beat themselves last night. You don't shoot 35% from the field. Keep in mind, the Miami Heat are a 1 seed. They're the 1st seed in the Eastern Conference. Just keep that in mind, people. So I don't think Joel Embiid beat them last night. I think they beat themselves shooting 35% from the field, and Jimmy Butler being the only guy who actually did the damn thing last night. You look at what happened with the Mavs. The Mavs stepped up. Every guy on that team stepped up last night. Luka wasn't the leading scorer. That's the winning formula. Jimmy Butler being the only guy is not a winning formula. Everyone needs to score. That's my pick on that. We'll get to the locks here in a minute. We'll get to the best bets. Now, keep in mind, guys, I am lukewarm right now. So you want to tail at your own risk. That's what I'll say about that. Celtics Bucks. Let's talk about this series. This game is so hard to predict for me. It's very, very, very hard to predict for me. I don't know how you guys feel about it. But when I look at this, obviously the Bucks came out in game 1 and took it to the Celtics. We look at game 2. The Celtics came out and took it to the Bucks. So what are we going to get in this game? We're going back to Milwaukee. We got an early start time. I'm looking very, very forward to this game. But at the same time, people, what Celtics team are we going to get today? I think that's the biggest question. You got Marcus Smart back in the lineup. That should help. He's probable for a day. And they didn't even have Marcus Smart. Didn't even have Marcus Smart in game 2. And they stepped up and they took it to the Bucks. My biggest fear in this game for the Celtics to win outright, and I'm not going to take a winner, I'm just going to take a total here, but we're going to talk winners. A lot of people are high on the Celtics at +2. If you could have got them at +3, I like that. I don't like them as much at +2. At 1 point can change my bet here. I'm afraid what the Celtics are going to do if they're missing shots. We saw it in game 1. They took the same shots in game 1 as they did in game 2. The only thing is in game 2, they knocked them down. Is that sustainable for this team? Jaylen Brown comes out, and by the way, this is a Tatum jersey, not Brown jersey. People saying that in the comments. He had 25 points in the first half. He had 5 in the second half. Jaylen Brown is not going to knock down every single three-pointer tonight. I guarantee it. Or you know what? If it happens tonight, it's not going to happen in the next game. It's not sustainable for 7 games. That approach is not sustainable. We saw it with the Warriors last night, or not the Warriors. We saw it with the Suns. Saw it with the Suns against the Mavericks. They shot 64% from the field in game 2. They came back to earth. They shot 47-48 yesterday. They lost, right? Shooting 3-pointers is not sustainable for 7 games. And we know who controls the paint in the series. It's the Bucks. And that really scares me. Got some comments rolling in here. Ja Cav underplay, 100 plays hitting, $100 plays hitting. Ja Cav, UFC parlay, $10 pay. Damn, on that parlay. Wow. So yeah, when I look at this game, I'm going to go with a total. I'm going to take the under because I don't think we're going to get 2 teams shooting the lights out tonight. I think one team's going to show up and one team's going to take a back seat, and we're going to know who that is very early in this game. $100 wins 300 moneyline Tony. Yeah, we love Tony tonight. We absolutely love Tony. Hammer. There you go. I'm going to take the under of 213. Now, a lot of people are high on the over. I feel better about the under. In both games, we've had one team just go off, and we've had one team take a back seat. I think that happens tonight. My biggest fear, I know I'm a Celtics fan, but my biggest fear is the Bucks come out, they control the paint, and the Celtics miss shots. And if the Celtics miss shots early, that's not going to happen. If the Celtics miss shots early, they will not win this game. They will not cover the spread. And that's my biggest fear. But there is a path for Boston to win this game. There is 100% a path for Boston to win this game. They need to come out and they need to play better in the paint. They were non-existent in the paint. And when the Bucks started making their run in the second half, I was sitting there and I was very, very concerned. Very concerned because I'm like, Giannis is going to go off and we're going to lose this basketball game. Luckily, the Celtics made shots down the stretch. Jason Tatum stepped up in the second half. Jaylen Brown was the guy in the first half, and it didn't happen. But if the Celtics come out and they miss shots early, they don't have a chance coming back in this game. They need to come out. They need to do exactly what they did in game 2 and set the tone and then limit Giannis. And that's going to be hard. You're not going to let Giannis is going to have a great night tonight or today. Giannis is going to be great. You can't let every other guy on that team beat you. Giannis is the only guy that can beat you because as we've seen in the playoffs, very rarely, very, very rarely, it happened with the Grizzlies the other night. They won by Ja Morant stepping up big, right? But very rarely can one guy do it all in a playoff game. He can score 40-something, but that doesn't mean they're going to win. That's my take there. All right, let's see the comments. Get the coach on camera because the videos were electric. Coach filmed the videos last night. I appreciate that. So do I have Celtics Day? I don't have a play. I just have the under of 213 in this game. And late movement, like Coach has it here. He's commenting Celtics +2 in the under of 212.5. Late movement, sharp movement took that down 213 to 212.5. So I feel good about my bet at 213. And based on what we've seen, I really do like 213. Now, if I had to pick a side, I'm going to go Celtics. I'm a Celtics fan. I think at +2, what they did in game 2, if they can come out and do that again, they'll be fine. But we're going to know right away, guys. I think my best strategy is probably take the over today trust. And I know a lot of people are on the over today, but based on what I've seen, I can't rely on the over. I think the best strategy here, if you're looking to take a side, is probably wait till I bet it and see. Because yesterday, you could have got when the Heat were getting their ass kicked yesterday, you could have got them at +8.5 at one point. I know they didn't cover that, but you can just see how much a favorite can go down to, a big underdog if you live bet. Like if the Celtics come out and they miss shots in the first quarter, you might want to live bet them if you're high on the Celtics because you probably could get a +6, +7. Because I guarantee today, if the Celtics go down early, bookmakers will be very favorable to bettors trying to take the Celtics. It'll be +6, +7, +8. So just keep that in mind. Take the overday trust. I am concerned about it, but I do like the over. I do like the over. We're going to know. You're going to know right away if it's going to go over or under. You're going to know in the first couple minutes of this basketball game. Frank Serino coming in here. Unders hit big last time. Unders did hit big, and usually when unders hit, the over hits the next time. But like I said, guys, I follow some people. I read articles. I do all that stuff. And we can just look at the hockey game day. We look at the Dallas Stars and the Calgary Flames, right? The unders at 5.5, it's -142 juice. So a lot of people are saying, hey, I'm going to take the over 5.5 because it's +120, and that's a better bet. Like the number's better for me, right? Like I can't do that. I'm going to rely on what I've seen, even though there's probably going to be one game in that Calgary-Dallas series where they go off and they score goals. There's probably going to be one game in this Boston series where they go out and they shoot the lights out and both teams shoot the lights out. But if I had to take a 7-game or 6-game series, whatever this is going to go, I think the majority of these games are going to go under. That's my take. That's why you need to look at sports betting like stock trading. You can't look at it saying, hey, today is my day. Like the worst people for sports betting are the guys that say, hey, I'm going to bet on Saturday. I'm going to go to the casino. I'm going to take my paycheck and I'm going to put it down in this game. It needs to be a long-term investment, right? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I might win today. I might lose today. I genuinely don't know, but over time, it's shown that I'm going to make money. My rate of investment is going to make money over time. Today, though, we don't know what's going to happen. That's the way it always is, guys. But it's like stocks. We don't know if the stock's going to go up, down, left, or right. Okay, so that's my take. I like Celtics versus Bucks under 213. If you're going to take a side, I would most likely take Celtics, but at the same time, I'm going to wait to live bet it. If I get in on a side, my only play right now is going to be the total of under 13. We'll talk about this Grizzlies-Warriors game. Now, I look at this game. This spread is way too big, in my opinion. Way, way, way too big, people. Way too big. You guys can let me know in the comments if you agree, but way too big. So what are your plays? My plays are under 213 and Celtics +2 if you want to take a side. Personally, I am not going to bet that Celtics +2. I'm just taking the under, but if you want to play a side, I would go with the Celtics. Keep in mind, I am a Celtics fan. Anyways, guys. Let me know about this Grizzlies-Warriors spread. I think this is way too big. Way too big. Hey, man, have a great day today. I appreciate that, Ryan S5613. I appreciate that. Rangers-Pens game 3. I have a play in that, too. You guys are reading my mind. We're going to start an NBA, though, guys. the spread is way too big here. The Warriors have the Grizzlies have proven they can play with the Warriors. And on top of that, it's been all Ja Morant. Now, I'm just going to throw a scenario at you guys right now. I'm going to throw a big scenario. I want you to conceptualize this for a minute. I had Grant Mitchell on my show yesterday, and he brought this point up to me, and I really didn't see it like this. We all create narratives around these games, right? We all create the narrative that we want to say, like, for the guy saying, "Hey, trust the Celtics game's going over today." Well, his narrative is, "Hey, both offenses has been slow to start. One offense has been slow. One offense has been hot. This is going to be in Milwaukee today. Both offenses are going to come out on fire. The Celtics are going to make shots, and the Grizzlies are going to make shots. You're going to get game 1 Grizzlies offense, and you're going to get game 2 Celtics offense, and both defenses are going to be non-existent." That's his narrative. My narrative is what I've seen so far, right? Okay, so that's why I'm going under. Now, hear me out here. We create narratives around the sports betting, around our bets. We create narratives that we want in these games, and hopefully this makes sense. Grizzlies +7. A lot of people are saying, hey, and I was on this train. I was saying, hey, the Warriors are a better team. The Grizzlies can't do it. We saw what they did in game 1, or series 1 against the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Timberwolves just came out. They beat them up, and then the Grizzlies came alive late. But if they do that against the Golden State Warriors, if they do that, they are going to get put away. Okay, so that's a lot of people's narratives that are high on the Warriors. But let me just let me play devil's advocate, and let me go with the Grizzlies here. Let me talk about the Grizzlies. Ja Morant dropped 47 in game 2, 47 points. Now, getting ready to blow your mind. Desmond Bane had 5 points in game 2. Jaren Jackson had 12 points in game 2. So you are only getting production from Ja Morant. Now, we see what happened with the Mavericks the other night. We see what happened with Luka. Luka wasn't the leading scorer. Jalen Brunson stepped up, and 4 or 5 starters were in double digits. All right? We see that. Imagine if the Grizzlies come out and Ja Morant drops 37, has 10 assists, has 8 rebounds. Jaren Jackson steps up, and we get a little production out of Desmond Bane, a little production, more than we've been getting. Imagine that. And you're telling me the Grizzlies are a 7-point dog just because this game's in Golden State? I don't think so. Everyone tries to shut down Ja Morant. I don't think they're going to have any success shutting down Ja Morant. But the biggest thing is Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson. If they can step up a little bit, they're going to be just fine. Now, I know Jaren Jackson had a big game in game 1, right? Because Draymond Green got ejected. Draymond kind of limits Jaren Jackson. But if Desmond Bane can step up just a little bit, I think this Grizzlies team is covering 7, no problem. I'm not going to take them to win outright, but if you want to take a little risk, take them to win outright today. But 7 is too big of a number. Now, I think Jordan Poole is the guy that should be starting for the Warriors right now. The way he is shooting, the way he's playing off the bench, okay? Because Klay Thompson in the past 3 games really hasn't proven anything to me. If Klay Thompson isn't big, this isn't going to work out. It really isn't going to work out. Klay Thompson, 12, 15, and 15 in his past 3 games. Klay Thompson's a guy that I expect something from. I expect him to step up and be a guy, be a dude. He hasn't done that whatsoever, all right? So if he doesn't do that, the Warriors will struggle tonight. Steph Curry cannot do it all, right? This team needs to play well-rounded. They need to be more well-rounded. And the Grizzlies, I think they will be more well-rounded. They're young. They're more aggressive. They're going to get to the loose balls. They're going to do what it takes to win. So with that being said, Golden State needs to be that much better. Now, I don't think it happens. I like Grizzlies at +7. This number is way, way too big. Imagine if you get more than 5 points out of Desmond Bane. Imagine that. Imagine how good this Grizzlies team is going to be. Bucks and 6. No way. I think Grizzlies are going to come out strong, but Warriors cover. See, I can't take 7. I can't take 7 in a 1-to-1 series. I can't take 7. If Warriors don't go to the finals, expect the Warriors to trade Klay. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Bucks and 6. Guys, so I hope that narrative thing makes sense. We all have narratives. We all create narratives around our sports bets. And honestly, nobody knows what's going to happen in these games. Nobody knows, right? I have a narrative, you have a narrative, and one of them is going to be right, depending on the side. But when I look at +7, when I look at a 7-point number, I can't go the other way when Golden State hasn't dominated this series and they can't find a way to shut down Ja Morant. And if they do shut down Ja Morant, that's going to open up Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson. So that's my take there. Let's move to the ice, guys. We only have 2 basketball games, obviously, today. We have a bunch of hockey games. I'm only going to make one play today. I'm going to take the Rangers money line at -120 versus Pittsburgh. We can talk about all the games, though. So that's we beat you by 20. Oh, there's people talking in the comments section. There we go. Rangers money line -120 here today. Rangers came alive in game 2 of the series. They needed to. They won 5-2, right? They shut down Chris Letang. They made him uncomfortable. They shut down Jake Gunsel on offense, right? They had a really, really good game in that regard. Artemi Pizarro came alive, right? I think 3 points in game 2. That's the same formula for Rangers. This Rangers team is much better. They've been good on the road this year. I think they'll be just fine today. For -120, I think this is a really good play. I think it's really, really good value there in this game. Now, defense has been the reason the Rangers are able to stay alive. And that's no disrespect to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's really good in the defensive zone. Rangers are just a little bit better. I think Igor is going to have another good game tonight, and I think they are going to be just fine. I like the Rangers money line at -120. If you guys want to talk about the other hockey games, let me know. I'll pull those lines and odds up right now. I'll give you a quick take on them. But again, I'm just going to go with Rangers money line today for my plays. Now we got Panthers Caps. This is a tough one. I just don't. And there's games that I want to bet, and there's bets that I believe in, and I might use them as parlay pieces. But when I look at juice, guys, like for me, like -150 is the biggest, is the most juice I'm willing to pay. That's my biggest price. Other than that, I'm not going to pay anything higher than that for a straight bet. Like Panthers like for example, Panthers Capitals over 6.5. This series hasn't got they haven't scored over 6.5. Like it's been at 6 in both games, right? So you're asking me to pay -132. You're asking me to pay that $1.32 for over 6.5 when they haven't gone over 6.5. I'm going to struggle with that. The reason the under is so favored today is because the Caps are going to come out at home, step up big, and the Panthers are still going to put pucks on the net. How'd you feel about that Bruins W? I will talk about that Bruins W here in a minute. Let me just get through these games. Colorado versus Nashville. Like, for example, totals at 6.5. Game 1, they came out firing. Game 2, Nashville stepped up. Now, with that being said, the Avalanche put 50-something shots on the net. It was like 47. It was like 47 to 20-something for shots on goal. The Predators can't survive like that. Eventually, the rock's going to break. You keep pounding, the rock's going to break, right? The Avalanche are going to score over 6.5 goals, and they're going to combine it with the Predators for 2 goals, and they're going to be fine, just like we saw in Game 1. Game 2, I think the Predators came out absolutely on fire. They came out dominant. Or Game 3, I mean, my bad, people. Game 2, I'm losing my mind here. In game 2, the Predators came out. They played very, very good. They played very strong. But at the same time, too, the Avalanche still put pucks on the net. And they ended up winning in overtime. Rangers, I like them today. Calgary and Dallas, like under 5.5 is the total day. In my mind, there's no way this game gets over 5.5. But like, I'm not going to pay -142 for a game to go under 5.5 or over 5.5. I'm not going to pay that. I can't do it. I just literally can't do it. I can't do it. I'm not going to pay that for an under 5.5. Now, it's a good parlay piece. That's my take. What's the lay of the day? Lay of the day. I mean, I like Grizzlies +7. I really, really do. I really like Grizzlies +7. If you want to take a favorite, I like Rangers money line. That's my take there. So that's my hockey takes. Let's talk about this Bruins game a little bit. Like last night, we were at Mohegan Sun, FanDuel Sportsbook at Mohegan Sun. It was just an epic night, guys. Like, I didn't believe in the Bruins at all last night. I'm going to be honest with you. We talked to some people. We interviewed some people. You can see it on my page and the Bet the Day page. We had an interview with a guy, and he was like, I'm not a serious bettor, but if I was, I wouldn't bet on the Bruins. He's a big Bruins fan. And I was like, yeah, that's me too. And that's why I stayed away from it, because who knows what the Bruins are going to do on a given night, right? Carolina's dominated them. They got lucky on the power plays. They put the pucks in the net. They converted it, and Jeremy Swayman had a hell of a night. And the Bees are right back in this series. They are right back in the series. Game 4 is a must win. If you can win Game 4 and you can go back and have the 1-1-1 now tied up, you're going to be just fine. Bruins winning in 6. I think 6 could be a little aggressive, but I do like them in 7. I like the Bruins in 7 for sure. But 6 might be slightly aggressive. That's all I'll say there. Listen, the Bruins can play with Carolina. Like I said it this whole series, and they really disappointed me in the first 2 games, but they can play with Carolina, especially at home. They need to get up early in these games, right? They need to like limit Carolina scoring. In playoff hockey, if you go down 2 or 3 goals, you're done. Like you can't come back from that. It's very, very difficult. And as we saw last night, Carolina scored, Boston answered. Carolina scored, Boston answered. Or, Carolina scored, Boston answered, and then Boston continued to answer. And honestly, if you guys saw it on the TV broadcast with the banging on the glass there, like when the penalty box operator got hit with the glass, if you saw that, like, it was crazy because that took the air out of the Bruins, out of TD Garden. and the Bruins were up, right? If that doesn't happen, I think the Bruins win by another goal because the place is rocking. That was like a 10-minute delay. So I was very happy with what the Bruins did last night. We coming back to Beantown for Game 7. If we have a Game 7, we will be there, guys. Game 7. Let me see what the series is. So Game 7 would be, so it's in Carolina. Yeah, so Game 7's on the road. So you're back in Carolina on Sunday, or home Sunday, then you're in Carolina on Tuesday, you're in Boston on Thursday. So they could close it out in Boston on Thursday, and then Saturday you're on the road. The Celtics Game 7 would be in Boston. So Bruins are electric. They played very, very good last night. That broadcaster got workers comp. Tatum under 29.5. Yeah, I would probably say Tatum under 29.5 today. I really do. I think Jaylen Brown and Tatum share the spotlight a little bit, and they both have to come out and make shots. Now, the thing about Tatum is I did get lucky. He hit his point total by a point in the last game because of a late shot. So I do appreciate that from Jason Tatum, but he didn't come alive till the fourth quarter. It's kind of just like my bet yesterday. I put a prop bet on Tyrese Maxey to go over 20.5, right? He hit 21 points. He did it all in the second half, and he barely got there. So we kind of got lucky with that. So I would say Tatum under 29.5. TD Garden was electric. It was electric. And Mohegan Sun Sportsbook, FanDuel Sportsbook at Mohegan Sun was pretty electric too. All right, so we got that. Rangers money line. I got 2 plays in baseball. We'll start here with Dodgers early game. I think the Dodgers, if you look at the Cubs have actually hit the ball really well. And guys, any other questions you have about hockey, baseball, basketball, throw them in the chat. UFC, horse racing. Horse racing I can't really do for you. I can't give you much input. I bet numbers and I bet names. I bet underdogs in that. So I'll bet the Derby a day, but I really don't take it too seriously. Dodgers run line versus the Cubs today. Dodgers and Cubs do have comparable offenses, which is pretty impressive to say for the Cubs. I mean, they've been dialed in a little bit. Drew Smyly could be tough for the Dodgers early, but with that being said, this Dodgers team has just covered, right? They got Clayton Kershaw going. They're going to be just fine. Both guys are low whips, mid to high 2.70, 2.0 ERA guys. They're 2.5 and up. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I wouldn't play the total at 7 just because of how explosive these offenses are. I don't know what way the wind's blowing at Wrigley, but this is a prime spot for the Dodgers to be a run line bet because they're on the road. And anytime you get the Dodgers on the road, it's great because they're guaranteed those 9 at-bats. You take them at home, they're not guaranteed the 9 at-bats. That's why it was kind of scaring me to go with the Yankees today. That game got rained out, obviously, but I was going to take Yankees run line. They're at home today, right? So they're only going to get 8 at-bats if they have the lead. And I fully intend on them having the lead against Texas Rangers. Okay, Trent Daddy. How we doing, Trent? How we doing? Sox, Celts, parlay. Guys, listen. Nick Pivetta. We can talk about the Sox here, too. And guys, this is going to be a Boston-driven show a little bit, too, because I'm a Boston sports fan. But I'm just taking the under on this team until further notice. I'm going to take the under when the Boston Red Sox play against a White Sox team. I'm going to take the under every single day of the week, people. Are you from Boston? I'm from Connecticut. I live in Boston currently. So I'm a big Boston sports fan. Tatum is the GOAT, guys. Tatum is the GOAT. So my first baseball play for someone asking baseball plays, Dodgers run line game 1. That's what I'm going to go with. Reds Pirates kind of scares me. Got a comment rolling in here. BP311. I keep trying to take Yankees run line. Keeps getting rained out or postponed. Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday on your show, Brian. But yeah, it's I want to take Yankees today. I woke up, I said I'm going to take the Yankees, and then FanDuel had it like wiped out, and I'm like, it must be canceled. I'll still tail you on Dodgers run line today. I appreciate that. Everyone should tail Dodgers run line. Tail Dodgers run line every day of the week. That's if you need to get back on the horse, Dodgers run line and fade the Reds. Now, let's talk about the Reds game today. Let's talk about the Reds. The Reds game is very intriguing to me today because this could be the day, people, that the Reds get a win. And I'm going to stay away from it. And I know a lot of people in the comments section are asking about the Reds because it's a 12:35 start time. And guys, I say it every day here. I'm trying to give you betting knowledge, betting tips, right? Please, please, please don't just bet a game because it's a 12:35 start time. Don't do it. Don't do it. But today, if you want to do it, this is tough because the Reds have Connor Overton on the mound. He's only gone 5 innings, but he's got a 1.69 ERA and a 0.94 whip. So he's probably not going to last too long. It's probably going to be a short day for him, but we do love early games. Yes, I love early games too when I win them. But with that being said, JT Brubaker has a 6.2 and a 1.52 whip. So if the Reds can hit the ball today, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if you look at the numbers, people, the Pittsburgh Pirates have scored 89 runs. The Reds have scored 79 runs. Okay. The Reds have hit 4 more home runs than the Pittsburgh Pirates. They are slugging 20 points lower. The bullpen for the Reds is where it really hurts. But I'm just playing devil's advocate here. If the Reds can get a decent start, if Connor Overton can give me 4 to 5 innings and they can get up early, if they can put up a couple runs on JT Brubaker, they're going to be just fine. Reds nerfy. See, that kind of scares me too, because look what the Reds did against Lauer the other day, right? It was Lauer for the Brewers. They put up 3 and then they died right away. So that kind of does scare me. The nerfy, I think there's better options for the nerfy. Honestly, Nick Pivetta has been okay in the first inning. Like, that's a decent option, because I'll tell you what, Dylan Cease should absolutely shove today. Let me see what these games are. I think Blue Jays Guardians is a good under with Ross Stripling and Tristan McKenzie. I think that's a solid one. Erod versus Valdez, Detroit Astros. That's a pretty good under. I like that. I like Mets Phillies under with Gibson and Scherzer. There's a lot of good unders on paper today. Even the A's and the Twins, Sonny Gray versus Caprillion. I kind of like that a lot too. We saw what happened in that game. A lot of low. I believe there were runs scored early, but overall it stayed pretty low. What about Reds first 5? Reds first 5 is a good bet. Let me see what that money line would be. First half result. Reds plus 130. Yeah, I think Reds first 5 could be a nice little play today for you again. But just keep in mind, guys, you are betting on the Reds. You're betting on a 3-win baseball team. Just keep that in mind. But they're going to win eventually. Milwaukee, Reds W. Let's see, maybe Reds nerfy. Go Bruins. Are you from Boston? Okay, we're all up to date here on TikTok. There we go. Pirates are taking it money line. And guys, honestly, if I had to make a bet based on what we've seen, it would be Pirates money line, right? They're minus 118. It's a great bet because the Reds can't win a game, right? The Reds we've been saying the Reds are due for a long time. They're really, I don't know if they're ever going to win again, right? But they will win. I'm just joking. I'm being facetious there, right? They're going to win 30, 40 games, hopefully, right? This is still a good spot for the Pirates, even with JT Brubaker on the mound, because I do like Brubaker. He has the ability to shove, and this Reds team, when they go down, they just keep going down. So if the Pirates can get up early, if they can get Overton out of the game, this Reds bullpen is absolute trash. That's what I go with. Do the Braves win today? Let me see the matchup here. When I look at the Braves game today, it's hard to go against Corbin, but Fried's pretty damn good. I don't think there's either. That's a pick'em game. I think the under is probably the best play with Corbin and Fried, because honestly, the Brewers, like everyone's like, oh, the Brewers are so good. The Brewers are so good. They hit against the Reds. They don't hit when the Brewers need to hit. When I need the Brewers to hit personally, they don't seem to hit the ball, which is kind of weird. Max Fried, he should shove today. And the Braves, inconsistent at the plate too. That's all I'll say. Let's see any other comments here. I really think the play of the day is Warriors first half. I don't mind that play. I really don't. And if you want to go spread, I think that's smart too. Like, you get it down to 3.5, I believe, for the first half. So if you feel better about a spread, I think the first half spread is better than the full game spread at 7, because I really do think if you get a little production out of Desmond Bain, this Grizzlies team is going to be tough to beat. Bucks or Celtics, what you feeling on that? What do you think I'm feeling? Celtics. I'm feeling the under because I'm a smart better. Over 1.5 rounds for the Gaethje fight. Okay, Angels. Let's talk Angels. Yeah, I mean, minus 168 is a fair price. I love Lorenzen, but you're going against Josiah Gray. Josiah Gray is their guy, right? He's the guy that they're going to lean on in the future. He can still pitch. He can still shove. The over of 8.5, I don't think – I would probably rather play under, honestly. But both teams can hit. I think best play there is probably the Angels. You could take them minus 168. I don't recommend taking them run line today because they are at home. But if they were on the road, I think that would be a good run line spot. Nationals can surprise you, but again, Angels are the better bet there. So any other questions there? I have one more play. I'm going to go White Sox versus Red Sox under 8. This is my personal play. Dylan Cease. I've gone against Dylan Cease so many times this year, and I'm done. I've caved into Dylan Cease early on the season. I took under a strikeout total, and then I think he struck out the side in the first 2 innings, and I was done there. I like him today. White Sox aren't a juggernaut offense. Honestly, if Nathan Eovaldi wouldn't have hung that freaking breaking ball last night, it would have been a 3-2 or 3-1, 2-1 kind of game. Still, there was a 4-2 game, right? So the Red Sox just aren't hitting the baseball at all right now. Bobby Dahlbeck is horrendous. You're not getting any production out of him. You're not getting any production out of the bottom half of your lineup. Last night, Alex Verdugo dialed in a little bit. He got a hit. Jackie Bradley got a hit. But again, that's a rarity. 1 of 9 with runners in scoring position. They were 2 of 17 combined with runners in scoring position, these two teams. I'm not going to trust either one of them. That's my take. Merrill Coleman coming in here. Let's effing go. Love that. Avs 1.5 and Marlins to not get swept with Pablo on the mound. Let me see. Pablo. Yeah. look, Pablo's very, very good, but like Sean Manaea was meant to pitch for the Padres. And when I look at this, everyone's high on the Marlins, but I'm going to look at the team that knows how to win a little more, and that's the Padres. That's my take on that. I think the over is a decent play there. Manaea can give up runs. Both teams have a few hitters. I think there could be some runs scored today, but yeah, I personally, I would go Padres. That's just my take. I don't like betting against I don't like betting against the Dodgers. I don't like betting against the Padres. I don't like betting against the Giants. I don't like betting against three teams that know how to win, especially with the Padres when they get Tatis back. So those are my two plays: White Sox, Red Sox under 8, Dodgers run line there. All right, let's see. Marlins about to get swept back-to-back series. That's what they're saying. That's what Frank. That's what they're saying on TikTok right now. Definitely, if Celtics cover, it's going to go under, and I like both of those too. Okay, Kershaw winning today for the Dodgers. I have Kershaw to win. Kershaw to get a win pitching-wise for the Dodgers. I have that. Player props for Memphis Warriors game. I'm going to be honest with you. I really haven't looked at player props much, but we can do that right now. Ja over 28.5. Yeah, I mean, listen, bottom line is I got hurt last night taking Luka over 34.5. What do you have? 25, 26. My theory on that was he's been dominating. If I look at a 7-game series, this is why we got to look at like stock trading. If I look at a 7-game series, my belief is Luka's going to go over 34.5 more times than not. We didn't get it last night. When I look at Ja, what he showed me in game 1 and game 2, yes, I think he's going to have that night. But there's going to be eventually there's going to be a time when Desmond Bain, Jaren Jackson, these guys got to step up for them. And he's probably going to go under, but 20.5 is a very low total for a guy that likes to just take the ball to the hoop. So if that is truly his total, I would take that. I don't know if that's an adjusted total. I got to look at that stuff right now. I'm going to pull up my book. Caesar Sportsbook, guys, pulling this up right now. Let's see. Caesar Sportsbook. All right, so we're looking player props there. What do you want? Like scoring, rebounds? What do you want? Let me know, guys. Man of the people here. Tanner Kern's working hard, guys. Go on, get a t-shirt, guys. Get a t-shirt, subscribe on YouTube. Let's make it happen, guys. Okay, I can't read the political comments, guys. I can't read the political comments. Okay, Ja Morant, over 28.5. I'd go over on that. Jaren Jackson. I think there's going to be a night where Jaren Jackson steps up. My biggest fear with Jaren Jackson is he's been just hurt with Draymond Green on the floor. I think that's going to be tough. Desmond Bain is 18.5. Damn. Based on what Desmond Bain has showed me in the series, I would go under, especially with it being at Golden State. But I'm saying a good night for Desmond Bain. If he could drop 15 tonight, it's only going to help this team. Are you into NHL? Yeah, I'm into NHL. I love NHL. We talked about that early in the show. Come on, guys. Every day at 10. Every day at 10, we are on. We're talking picks, guys. 10 a.m. Eastern time. Greek Freak 36, 10, and 4. Well, that's aggressive. That's aggressive. If he does that, the Celtics aren't going to win. And the game might go still under, though. Any Derby winners? I play numbers and names for Derby. So no, I can't give you any winners though. Take the gray. So I guess take the gray. Okay, take the gray. All right. Curry 6+ threes. Lock it in. Let me see. Player threes. Curry is at over 3.5 minus 174. So I'd go 5+ threes for Curry is plus 138. I think that's a decent deal. You go 3+. Like if you went 3+ for like Ja Morant plus 132, I think that's a decent bet there. And steals, guys, too. Steals are big too. Like that's a part of the books that don't get a lot of love when you're talking player props. Like 2+ steals for Ja Morant plus 116 tonight. Yeah, like that's a great bet there because he's probably going to do that more times than not. Draymond Green 2+ steals plus 122. Klay Thompson plus 182. Just to get 2+, you get 1+. 1+ you don't really get much love for, but 2+ you really start to get some love there. Wiggins over in rebounds. Let me see here. Wiggins rebounds at 5.5, but it's minus 142, so there's just not a lot of value for me unless I'm talking same game parlay. I try not to lay 150 on a player prop. That just it hurts me to do that. I am a Boston fan, big Boston fan. Baseball, I gave my baseball plays, guys. We can run back through those again. If you have any questions about specific games, just let me know. Mets postponed. I didn't have a play in the Mets, but yeah, the weather here in the Northeast is just not good right now. So it wouldn't surprise me if the Red Sox get postponed either. Let's see. Any other questions, guys? Keep throwing them in here. Keep throwing them in, guys. Any questions? Memphis money line in the under. So I'm very big on point spreads, guys. Very, very big on point spread. So if I take a 7-point dog, I'm never going to choose a team to win outright. That's just how I am. I like playing the points. So if I feel very good about the Grizzlies at +7 to win at Golden State in this for game 3. Could be a little tough. But I do like them at +7. Stars total game under 3 goals. Now, what would the juice be on that? It's got to be pretty damn good. It's worth taking those kind of bets in this game. Like, let me see here. Let me see. Adjusted total. Oh, adjusted total. I don't have that here. I only have 5 on my book, but under 5 is +126. So you're just getting a little more value there. Giants are free AF. Guys, nothing is free in sports betting. There is literally nothing that's free in sports betting. Let's keep getting these comments. Is Ja going to keep knocking down these wide open threes? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, based on what he's shown, probably. I mean, Ja is best when he is taking it to the hoop, right? When Ja's in the paint, he's a lot better. And that opens up his 3-point game because they're so afraid to defend the interior on him. So I think he's got a good chance of stepping up. Do I think Ja has 47 tonight? Hell no. No, but I think he has a decent game. I think he goes over 28.5. Can you explain what you meant by the Celtics line movement? Yeah. So Celtics, I got Celtics at 213 today. I don't know. Let me see what it's at now. So this is what you got to look at too, reverse line movement. So for example, books open, right? They want to get 50% of everyone on each side just to make some money, right? So so if they know if this game goes over or under, the book's going to win. All right. So that's why they say the house always wins. They do always win because whether you win or I win, if we're on different sides of the bet, the house is going to win because they split the bet. They split the sides. So for example, if I took 213 when the line first opened, this is why it's so critical to get on lines when they first open. I took 213. People hammered over on 213. So like people hammered under. I'm going to hammer under. I'm going to hammer under. I'm going to hammer under. Now the book needs to prevent so many more people from going under. So they drop it to 212.5 to make it a little more appealing to the over. So this could get down to 212 if people continue to hammer the under on it. So hopefully that makes sense. It's all reverse line movement stuff. Like for example, Celtics opened at +3 in this game. It's now +1.5. So that means there's a lot of people that are high on the Celtics. So if I try to follow that, because if you do follow that, you win more. Because you're following what sharp movement is doing it. Because the people who move these lines are sharps that are hammering bets. Because like the casual bettor isn't like locking in a bet when it opens right away. Okay, so immediately the Celtics opened at +3. Sharps were hammering, like professional bettors, cappers. They were hammering it at +3, and now it's down to +1.5. So it opened at +3. They got it down to +2 within a day, and now it's down to +1.5 because now the casual bettors are starting to get on it and hammering it. Now it's down to +1.5. So the books need to protect themselves. Now they need to make the Bucks a little more appealing at -1.5. Because I'll tell you what, I like the Celtics at +3, but if it was -1.5, if I'm just playing that number, I'm going to go with the Bucks at -1.5. That's my personal take, right? A number, a half a point can shift your opinion so much. So that's the reverse line movement stuff. Bucks have big value today. They do at -126 at home. I can't lie by that. Bucks by 20. I don't think that happens, but if you want to take an adjusted spread, go for it. House on the Celtics. No, never put your house on the Celtics. Value on the Giants. Okay, value on the Giants. Let me see the Giants. Let's see the value on the Giants. -136. There is value on the Giants. Steven Matz sucks. I like that. So we got the line movement stuff. Amazing. Thanks. No problem. How many years have you been betting? I've been betting since I was 18. I'm 24 now. We've talked about this yesterday. I've been in the media side of things, like content, for 3 years, 2 to 3 years. I've been betting since I was 18 though. So that's me. Sox money line today. I will never trust the Sox on the money line. I will never trust them anymore. I just can't. I can't. Not going against Dylan Cease with Nick Vivetta's got like a 7-something ERA. His whip's like a 1.8, 1.7. I can't trust that. I can't trust that at all. And then the bullpen did pitch pretty well against the White Sox, but like I just can't trust the Sox today. I really can't. Jay's first 5. Yeah, I think Jay's first 5, you're getting a little more value. Ross Stripling's been pretty good. Tristan McKenzie's okay, but if the Blue Jays come out to hit, that's my biggest fear with the Blue Jays. They're not hitting the baseball right now consistently, so that kind of scares me. Bet against your baseball team always with tiny units. I'll gladly pay $10 to watch the Mariners win. So if you're with the Mariners, you like the Rays today. Yeah, I mean, guys, baseball, the biggest thing, underdogs have so much value in baseball because, like I say it every day, an underdog's going to win 60-something games, right? Or a bad team, the Baltimore Orioles are going to win 60-something games, right? So with that being said, the days you pick them, if you can pick them on the right days, you're going to win money. Any other questions, guys? Let's see. I'm neglecting the YouTube comments a little bit here. Same game parlay, Warriors money line, Ja 3 threes and Steph 5 threes plus 575. You hear that, guys? Same game parlay. This is from BP311. Check him out on YouTube. BP311 Daily Sports Picks. Warriors money line, Ja Morant 3 plus 3 threes and Steph Curry 5 plus threes. Okay. Reds -6. You're going to take adjusted spread on the Reds. I don't know if I would do that. That is a lot of threes. That's a ton of threes. That game's, if that parlay hits, this game's going over. That's a ton of threes. But I do like that. I mean, based on the way they've been shooting the ball, I'm not going to take a total in that game. It's too risky, though, because like I said, those offenses are very explosive, but you don't know what you're going to get. Are balls going to go in the hoop or are they not going to go in the hoop? We can't predict that. What do we think of Caps Panthers today? I think this is a good upset spot for the Caps. I really do. But again, I'm staying away from it. But I think that's a good upset spot for the Caps. I'm capping. There we go. Reds money line, Marlins money line. Okay, Reds money line. Very impressed. Keep it up. I appreciate that. Reds money line. Guys, I don't know about the Reds. I don't know about the Reds money line. Let's be real. They've won 3 games. There's value, but there's also value on Pittsburgh too. It's right now on FanDuel. At least it's Caesars, FanDuel, DraftKings. It's pretty much like -116, -120 for the Pirates, +102 to -102 for the Reds. I got my line sniper up, so I'm looking at all the books. Wiggins over in points. Wiggins 12 points. Say, yeah, it's low enough to take a chance on it. I think I want to avoid the Caps Panthers too. Tough bet and more comfortable with Flames with Florida at home. Yeah, 100%. I think this is a great upset spot for the Caps, but I'm just going to take my one bet. I'm going to take my Rangers. I'm going to chill. I might do some prop stuff. I don't think I will, but I might. I'm really when I look at today, and this is my biggest recommendation too for today. There's so many games. There's so many games, guys. Just stay within yourself. Don't expand yourself. I'm going to watch the Celtics game. That's the one bet I'm going to hammer during that time. And I'm going to be all in. I'm going to be doing live bets if I need to and all that good stuff. And I can obviously let you guys know on TikTok what I'm playing, but I want to watch that game. That's the game I want to watch. I don't want to watch every single freaking baseball game, be checking scores left and right. So just don't go outside yourself. Bruins are not dead yet, but still on life support. No, they're not on life support. They're not on life support. They're thriving. They're making a comeback. If they get beat, they're on life support, and then they're going to pull the plug in Carolina. Reds or Pirates. Guys, I like the Pirates today. I like the Pirates. I think there's value on the Reds. I like the Pirates. I can't trust a 3-win team. If you want to go take a chance on the Reds, go for it. But here's my take. If I'm going to bet the Reds to win a game, I'm going to do it against a really good team when I can get plus money. I think -102 for a team that's won 3 games, there is absolutely no value there. No value whatsoever. That's just my take. The over of 8.5 could be a decent bet. The over first 5 could be a decent bet too if they can get to Overton early. So, guys, we've been going for, let's see here. I'm going for an hour and 10 minutes. Man of the people here. Go buy a T-shirt, guys. Help me out. Subscribe, buy a T-shirt. Check out TikTok. We're on TikTok, all that good stuff, guys. We're grinding here for you every day, 7 days a week. Tanner Kern's doing this stuff at 3 Team Parlay, guys. We have guests some days, other days we don't. I feel like, honestly, you guys like it better when we don't have the guests. I don't know because you guys ask so many questions. I'll have parlays today. I will have parlays on TikTok, guys, so follow the page, and I'll have some parlays up. I like to focus a little more than, everyone asks me for parlays. I'd like to focus and figure out what I'm going to do. I just come on usually with these straight bets. But if you want a quick parlay here, I will post some stuff later. But if you want a quick parlay, I'm going to go Dodgers for these early games at least. I'd go Dodgers run line. It's I got it at -120. It's at -132. Dodgers run line. I would probably go with the Dodgers run line. I'll take Blue Jays money line. And then I will go with the under in the Celtics game, which is now it's down to 212. So we're talking about sharp movement. People are absolutely hammering the under on 212.5. Now it's down to 212. So that's what I would go with. 212 is a little more concerning. But if you take, and you could add Grizzlies +7 in there, that's a +1,000 parlay. I like that. But that's +478. If you went under in the Celtics, Dodgers run line, and then Blue Jays money line for the early games, that is a +478 parlay. So I do kind of like that. Dylan Brooks over in points. What's his point total at? I got to get it up. Let me see here. Dylan Brooks. Getting it up right now, guys. I don't have it. I don't have a point total for him. Yeah, I don't have a point total. Suspended, yeah. There you go. Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, that's why I couldn't get a point total. Dylan Brooks, there we go. Yeah, he got suspended for 2 games, right? What's he suspended for? Two games? Hey, is it 2 game? Game 1. So what? Thursday Warriors. What is it? It's 2 games, right? 1 game. Yeah. So today. Yeah. That's what I think. So, all right. We're good there, guys. Final thoughts on the Celtics. I think the Celtics need to come out and make shots today. If they can do that, they're going to be just fine. If they don't, they're in trouble. They need to control the paint a little bit. They need to get some shots in the paint. If they don't do that, they're going to be in trouble. They're not going to make every single 3-pointer like they did the last game. So with that being said, I like the under. That's my favorite bet. That's my final thought on the Celtics, guys. Pick up a t-shirt, guys. Help us out here. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Watch on YouTube. Watch on TikTok. We'll be posting a lot of stuff. That video we posted last night of the Bruins guy picking the correct score 4-2. If you haven't liked that, if you haven't shared that, whatever, go do that. Let's get that video of the moon. That's almost at 100,000 views. So I appreciate it, guys. Tanner Kern's going to sign off here, and we will be back tomorrow for another episode of Bet the Day. Hope everyone has a good one. Hope everyone wins money, and we'll see you tomorrow.